Inside room 214, Mrs. Chen is 3 days post-myocardial-infarction. Her bedside monitor registers a 12% shift in heart rate variability over 40 minutes. The attending physician has 12 minutes for the consult, 12 minutes to synthesize 3 lab panels, a CT scan, wearable telemetry, and 5 drug interaction databases. While the physician fuses data, the electronic health record fires alerts. 94% are false positives. The real signal predicting Mrs. Chen's degradation is buried under a barrage of nuisance notifications, leading to chronic alert fatigue. In this environment, the primary danger is the confident wrong answer. A system that looks at a lethal drug combination or a failing vital sign and labels it benign with high mathematical certainty creates a catastrophe of misplaced trust. Agent 24, the healthcare intelligence agent, is engineered to stop that outcome. It is programmed to identify the limits of its own knowledge, halt its processing, and page a human doctor the moment those limits are reached. In a critical care unit, the most valuable feature of an AI is calibrated self-doubt. This chart shows the architectural lineage of the 30-agent framework. Agent 24 orchestrates the memory, verification, and sensing modules to operate under severe clinical constraints. When this logic is applied in the field, it takes the form of the Diagnostic Assistance System. The entire system is governed by a single hard-coded number, 0.15. That 0.15 is a Brier score calibrated confidence floor. Brier scoring measures the mean squared error between predicted probabilities and actual outcomes, forcing the system's internal confidence percentages to match real-world probabilities. If the agent's confidence in its top diagnosis fails to clear that 0.15 bar, it refuses to generate a prediction. Enforcing this strict floor transforms the AI into a collaborative safety net that only provides output when the underlying math supports it. The agent uses 4 typed layers to process information. Each layer enforces mathematical invariance to police clinical data. Within the perceive layer, edge compute collapses 3.4 terabytes of daily raw telemetry into 19 megabytes of actionable aggregates. During this compression, the agent applies a differential privacy constraint of epsilon equals 1.0. This injects calibrated noise into the aggregates, ensuring that raw, identifiable patient vitals never leave the bedside device. These aggregates feed the reason layer's core engine, a partially observable Markov decision process, or POMDP. Since the AI cannot see the true disease state directly, it maintains a probability distribution over potential hidden states, updating its beliefs via Bayesian revision as new observations arrive. The POMDP manages messy clinical data by treating a missing lab result or a dropped vital sign as a specific observation, a null value with an assigned penalty factor during the Bayesian abate. The output is controlled by a dual-trigger safety mechanism. The system stops if it detects a critical condition or if confidence drops below 0.15. Alerts only reach clinicians if the diagnostic belief shift exceeds 0.05, isolating signals from baseline noise. Upon escalation, the system generates a SHAP-traced reasoning report that explains which specific patient variables drove the decision, linked to a cryptographically signed audit trail. If a clinician overrides the agent, the feedback is handled under strict regulatory constraints. The override updates the system's factual knowledge base, but the core reasoning logic remains untouched to ensure reproducibility. The system must be able to cryptographically reconstruct its decision-making process up to 7 years after the event. The 2026 healthcare market reflects the success of this infrastructure. AI in healthcare has grown to a $50.7 billion industry, characterized by a shift away from standalone models toward deep native integration within electronic health records. EHR providers like Epic and Oracle Health serve as the embedding layer. Meanwhile, federated platforms like Mayo Clinic and safety-focused agents like Hippocratic AI occupy the lower half, training models and handling non-diagnostic tasks without compromising raw patient data. These metrics come from a 200,000 patient pilot deployed across 20 clinical sites. The architecture delivered a 30% earlier detection rate for chronic exacerbations. Because of the rigid confidence floor, the false alarm rate was held to just 3%. Combining native EHR integration with a mathematical refusal gate is the only demonstrated path to achieving market scale while ensuring clinical safety. This table maps potential failure modes against the required guardrails. The primary risk is silent misclassification. If a data leak inflates the Breyer score, the system generates false confidence, bypassing the 0.15 threshold without triggering an alert. Calibration drift presents a secondary threat. A model trained on a 2024 cohort will decalibrate as patient demographics shift, requiring continuous Breyer score monitoring to catch these changes before they impact patient care. Privacy is also a physical engineering problem. A misconfigured edge network that allows raw vitals to leave the device reverses the Epsilon 1.0 differential privacy guarantee. Finally, the user experience requires careful tuning. If the confidence floor is set above 0.20, the system pages the human too often, causing clinicians to ignore the alerts entirely. Deploying an agent in a lab is an engineering task. Defending its mathematical calibration against the entropy of a real-world hospital is what protects the patient. Agent 24 orchestrates the memory retrieval, mathematical verification, and ethical reasoning components explored in previous chapters. The pattern of calibrating autonomy through a hard refusal gate, honed here in the ICU, provides the template for other regulated domains. In the episodes ahead, we'll see this same logic applied to financial portfolios and legal discovery, where the cost of a confident error is measured in bankruptcy or incarceration. The 2026 healthcare landscape is built on the principle of first do no harm, rendered as deployable, auditable code. The diagnostic assistance system derives its value from coordination under consequence. It synthesizes massive data to provide the human expert with a clean, validated signal. In life or death domains, the value of an intelligence depends on its absolute confidence in saying nothing at all when the evidence is thin.